If you could relive exactly one day of your life, just one, which day would you pick? Take a second. Don't scroll past this. Actually think about it, because most people, when I ask them this, freeze. Not because they can't think of a good day, because they realize they can't remember most of their days at all. Here's an uncomfortable fact. You've lived somewhere around 10,000 days if you're in your late 20s, maybe 15,000 if you're pushing 40. And if I asked you to name 20 of them, 20 days you could describe in detail, moment by moment. Could you do it? Probably not. Most of your life has already dissolved into a blur of Tuesdays. So why do some days survive? Why does your brain keep a handful of days in perfect detail while it deletes thousands of others without asking your permission? Here's the answer nobody tells you. Your brain doesn't save days because they were happy. It saves them because they were different. A wedding, a diagnosis, a first kiss, a phone call you'll never forget. The days that survive are the ones where something actually happened, where you were paying attention because you had no choice. And that's the trap. Because most of your days right now don't require your attention. You wake up, you check your phone, you go to work, you come home, you watch something, you sleep. Your brain doesn't bother filing any of it. It's not being lazy, it's being efficient. If nothing changes, why remember it? Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. If you picked a day to relive, really picked one, I'd bet almost anything it wasn't a productive day. It probably wasn't the day you hit a deadline or closed a deal. It was probably small. A specific afternoon with someone who isn't around anymore. A random Tuesday that somehow felt like everything was exactly where it should be. A moment you didn't know was the moment until years later, which means the days you'd actually die to get back. You almost certainly didn't recognize while you were living them. Let that sit for a second. Because if that's true, it means the day you're having right now, the one you're halfway through, half distracted, maybe a little bored, might be exactly that kind of day. And you have no way of knowing. Not yet. You'll only know in 10 years when you're trying to remember it, and it's already gone. So what do you actually do with that? You don't need to blow up your life. You don't need a bucket list. What you need is smaller and weirder than that. You need to start treating a few ordinary hours like they might matter later, even when you have no proof they will. Put the phone somewhere else during dinner. Actually listen when someone tells you about their day instead of half listening while thinking about tomorrow. Take the slightly longer route home if it's a nice evening. Not because it's productive, because it's the kind of moment your brain might actually decide to keep. Because here's the real answer to the question I opened with. The reason you can't easily pick a day to relive isn't that your life has been empty. It's that you were rarely paying attention on the days it wasn't. The good days weren't rare. Your attention was. And that's actually good news if you think about it. It means the next unforgettable day isn't something you have to go find. It's something you have to notice. It might be this week. It might be smaller than you'd expect. It might not look like anything on a calendar. So here's my actual challenge to you. Don't wait to look back in 20 years and wish you'd known which day mattered while it was happening. Pick one thing today, one conversation, one meal, one walk, and just be there for it completely. Not distracted, not half checked out, just there. Because someday, someone's going to ask you the same question I just asked. If you could relive one day, which would you pick? And I want you to actually have an answer. Not because you're chasing some perfect cinematic memory, but because you finally started paying attention to the ordinary ones. The day you'd want back isn't in the future. It might be today. You just haven't decided to notice it yet.